Fahkumram is going to come out in 2 days. I'm quite excited. I hope you guys are as well. I found the gameplay trailer. I watched it like 2 or 3 times. I found it quite interesting, and yeah, I want to hear your guys' opinion about it. I'm just gonna like watch it with you and then talk about it, because I think the character might be really interesting. He has some. My first impression is that he's quite special in certain things, and so I just want to watch it with you and then break it down a little bit. So let's just watch the whole thing, and then we can kind of break it down. Is the volume fine like this? Okay. Unleash the thunder. Honestly, when I watched this the first time, because I was in Bangkok for the finals, right? I thought it was gonna be Bruce, but when I saw like his how tall he is and stuff, I knew it's not him. Fahkumram. What are you fighting for? So that's the very first interesting aspect I want to talk about. Once we're done, that's the second aspect that I want to talk about. DLC unique costume traditional battle set. There we can see some combos. He seems like a character that has stances and stuff. That reminds me a bit of Josie. That's a sick costume. He's got very, very cool costumes. Sparky. He's got a lot of good things, actually. And a lot of interesting things to him. And yeah, the beautiful stage, of course. I like it a lot that it has a legit balcony break this time. And on top of that, it has a floor break. So it's very, very unique in that sense. It's not like Forgotten Realms or Howard Estate, where it either has 5,000 of floor breaks or 5,000 of wall breaks. That's his rage art, I assume, yeah. That glow is pretty nice, I'm gonna say. It's pretty cool. Okay, so how many left? That's about it. And now I kind of want to break it down a little bit and tell you what I think about this. My personal thoughts are from watching this, and I want to break it down in like proper pieces. Where is it? I think it's here, yeah. So I'm just gonna like slow it down a little bit and then talk about it, but I gotta mute it, otherwise it'll be weird. So the very first thing that we see this year, right? Brian's while sending 1 gives a lot of pushback on block, and it's quite hard to punish. The good thing is, or the good thing for Fahkumram is that they chose Brian's while sending 1 just to show that Fahkumram in general has a lot of range with his launcher. Look how easily that reaches. Boom, boom. That's a launcher. And for while sending 1, that's quite good. To punish it that consistently on quite some range is very, very nice. That's the very first thing that came to my mind when I saw that. I thought like it's quite interesting how much range this character has. And that's like the second thing now. So he has like a how do you even say, like a 3, like Josie's 3, and then a stance transition where he charges his kick and then he gets an unblockable wall splat. That's quite nice because it's special. The damage after is low, as it should be. Let's watch it again on slow-mo. The damage is quite low. My thoughts here are, it kind of depends if it really depends if Brian or the enemy character that is playing against Fahkumram is able to step that kick, that wall splatting kick, to both directions. Otherwise, if it's only sidesteppable right, as shown right here, let me show you where it was. Towards the end where he was fighting Marduk. Let me find the sequence. I think towards the end he did it. There it is. See, so you can, as you can see here, it is steppable, but he steps it to the right. Now the interesting question is, can he also step it to the left? If that is a thing, then it's not as strong as it looks in the trailer. But if it's like exclusively sidesteppable to the right, then I can think of some... I can probably imagine that there will be some nasty setups and nasty wall situations where that is guaranteed if you tech roll. And so that's quite interesting for the character. So that's one. Definitely very interesting mechanic with his charging kick. Two, he seems to be a character that has a lot of range. Yeah, that's what I saw as well. He has like a... Let's slow it down a little bit again. He has like a... I wonder if this is exclusive to... Oh, gotta mute it. I wonder if this is exclusive to kicks, but it seems like he can parry kicks with this. I wonder if this also goes for jabs, or if this is to kicks exclusively. So what he does here is like he lifts up his knee, and then does something that Bruce had. It's his... I believe it used to be Bruce's down forward 3+4, where he keeps kicking you with his foot. So that's quite interesting. And this year, the very next scene is something that reminds you of Josie, where he hits you with a move, which is Josie's forward 1+2 in that situation. And if he has rage, he gets the rage drive guaranteed into like a mini combo. I wonder if this guarantees an actual launcher. It doesn't seem that way though. Look, let's watch it again. So from what I can see is this gives a knockdown, and then this is high damaging but doesn't really combo. But what I can think of here is that imagine you play on a floor break stage and you get the mid into the rage drive, and I'm pretty sure that this will just floor break and then you will get an extension for another combo. So that's quite interesting. Very nice mechanic, and it does a lot of damage as well. This could be a mini combo as well. It might get something guaranteed at the wall even. Very, very interesting. And yeah, this is the next part. We talked about parries before. He has two parries, or well, one like parry for kicks, and the second one is a so-called Zabaki. What that is in particular is it absorbs punches, and then it looks like an orbital, right? If you look at it, I'm gonna slow-mo it again. It looks like an orbital. So what he does here, he Zabaki Steve's 2-1-2, 2-1, and then he does like a wheel. It looks like a Zabaki at least, and then he has down 3-4, and then he has a stance transition into an elbow. Yeah, so that is quite interesting. So Fahkumram has both a kicking parry, a Zabaki, and as we saw here, let's watch it again. He just has a... How do you even say this? Yeah, so he has some mix-ups out of that stance, where he has an unseeable rage drive, it seems, from what it looks like. That's quite interesting. So he has two rage drives. He has that high lift uppercut knee. I wonder if that's actually a launch on natural hit, because from what we've seen in the trailer, we've only seen that he did it after a hit that knocked down Horang. And so he got a guaranteed combo with the rage drive. But we don't know if the knee on itself, if that high kicking knee on itself is a launcher or what it does. So that might be quite interesting. That's really interesting. We've got to see what it does. And yeah, seems to have... I wonder what this is. If this is like a power crush this year? It's like a charged punch. And also what I find really interesting, what I don't really know is, why is he glowing like this? Is it because he has rage? I'm assuming it must be of him having rage. Because the thing is, now that doesn't actually make sense. I think the moment he glows, oh, I think I got it now. I think the moment he charges something, look here, the moment he charges that high kick, like that, he starts glowing. And so I assume that whenever he charges something, where was it? I think it was here. The moment he charges something, he starts glowing. What was that charged kick again? I'm looking for it. There it is. See, he starts glowing the moment he charges a kick, which is very, very, very interesting, because it seems that the moment he charges things, they become unblockable, or they become unblockable in the sense that something is guaranteed if they hit. So that's really interesting. Because at the wall he does the same thing. At the wall he does what? Where is it? It's like right here, where Marduk steps it. See how he glows? I wanna see if he does that at the beginning as well, where he wall splats Brian. Let's watch. Yeah, he starts glowing. See? So my assumption is that every time he does that charge thing, he starts glowing. That must be the explanation for it. We will see in a couple of days. So yeah. What is my impression? I mean, a character seems to this character seems to have a lot of range on his punishes. Seems to have, his combos look mediocre. They might be good though, because these combos are not optimized, of course. The optimized combos you will find on my channel as always. And yeah, I think good range on his punishers. Interesting mechanic with the charge. Interesting rage drives as well. What else can I say so far? He seems like a character that has long range in general, so he might be a very good keep out character, kind of like Josie but with more range, because he's that tall. Interesting, just overall really interesting. And I have to say that now that we can actually have a look at him, I mean, I saw Bruce I saw the reveal live in Bangkok while I was there for TWT finals, and it was really interesting to watch because I thought the whole time that we would get Bruce. I was 100% sure. Up until this point, where is it? Up until this point, I thought, it's here. Up until this point, I thought it's going to be Bruce. The moment they unleash the chains and you see all these muscles and how tall the guy is, I knew it was not Bruce. But up until this moment, I believed Bruce, and then boom, yeah, this can't be Bruce. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, character-wise, he looks kind of the guy you don't want to meet in the dark. Pretty tall, huge muscles, a lot of tattoos. Very badass though, quite big, quite tall, even bigger than Marduk. Even Marduk shits his pants when he sees him. In terms of gameplay, he looks very refreshing, which is something that I was really sad about when I started out playing Leroy, because he, as opposed to Leroy, seems to have very interesting mechanics to him that I haven't seen as much on other characters. Whereas Leroy is just a bunch of moves from everywhere taken together, buff the frames, and then you have a new character. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's quite interesting. Looking forward to play him, of course. The combo video is going to be up in a couple of days, as always. And yeah, man, just let's get excited for the character. And of course, I have to apologize to the guy that that actually predicted that he's going to come out on the 24th on my stream, a few days before the announcement actually. Before the announcement got posted on YouTube. Yeah, quite sick. I'm really excited. Hope you guys are. Can't wait, man. I just can't wait. Gonna be sick. Gonna be really good.